So in this video I want to take you through some ways that you can start to generate a list of ideas, use eBay to actually see what's selling, and use eBay's Buy It Now feature to find the really hot sellers. I hope you enjoy this. So let's start by going across to eBay. And what I'm going to do is we're just going to start by hitting the categories button just here. So let's hit that categories button. And that should bring me up a really large list of wide categories or broad categories on eBay. Okay, so you can see it's brought up a list of categories. Now, some of these categories are going to be very broad, okay, way too broad for a niche commerce site. So what we want to do is actually niche some of these categories down. So if I go into home and garden here, I've already been in and done a little bit of research just to make this video nice and quick for you. You can see that within that category, it actually brings up a list of subcategories. And again, some of these will be way too broad, but some of these would be really good. Okay, so if you just go through, you really go through in alphabetical order. So that with bathrooms, bed and bedroom furniture, celebrations and occasions, DIY, major appliances. So let's just scroll down the page a little bit. Okay, so let's just take a look in this one, pet supplies. Okay, you can see beekeeping, that would be very niche. Birds, cats, chinchillas, all of those would make perfect niche sites. But let's just take a look at more categories here, and you can see that it actually brings up an even longer list of potential ideas. Okay, so beekeeping, birds, cats, chinchillas, we've now got dogs, ferrets, fish, guinea pigs, hamsters. Okay, so any one of these would make an absolute great niche. It's probably broken down to around about the right level. So I really like eBay. If you're stuck for an idea and you want to get an idea of how to easily niche things down to around about the right level, you can start to use these sorts of listings here. So let's just go on to dogs, for example. And let's just take a look within the dog category and get some ideas for potential products. Okay, well, the first thing that's come up here is a dog cage puppy crate, okay, or pet cage. So that would be something that we could take a look at. Let's just scroll down. Okay, you can see there's crates again. Okay, one of the things that I like to do is to focus in on listings. If they're on a auction type listing, okay, so it's not a buy it now, it's an auction where people are actually placing bids. One of the things that you can do is just take a moment to check what are people actually bidding on. So you can see here, dog grooming scissor sets, that's actually had 6 bids on that one. Okay, so if you start to see auctions with high numbers of bidders, it means that there's probably high demand for that type of product. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you how to do is to use completed listings to actually see what's selling. So if you hit the completed listings tag right here and just click that button, it will actually bring up listings that have passed. These are what's actually sold or gone unsold. Okay, so we'll get an idea of what's actually selling and what sort of prices they're selling for. Okay, so you can see as I go down here, the dog bedding doesn't seem to be selling very well. Okay, you can see here that there's actually 15 bids on this dog kennel. Okay, and that's sold. So you can see, using completed listings, rather than looking at something and think, well, will it actually sell, you can get an idea of do these things actually sell. Okay, now at the moment it's bringing up everything that's within that dog category, so let's just go in and focus on something that's a little bit more specific. So if I type in kennel and then hit search, it should bring up all the kennels that have been listed and tell me whether they actually sold or didn't sell, and tell me what sort of price that they sold for. Okay, so we can see here, this one sold, this one sold. Okay, so you can see some of these smaller crates don't sell very well, but the kennels seem to be selling very nicely. Okay, so it's a really great way to find out if there's actually demand for a product. Okay, so I'm now going to show you how to use the buy it now function to assess if something's a very hot seller. So I've noticed that there's a lot of cages selling. Okay, so I'm going to go and put cages within dogs and just hit the search button right here, and you can see here that this one here and this one here look like from the same seller. So let's just open up this particular listing and get an idea of or whether he's actually selling a high number of these off every listing. So as you can see here, of this one particular listing, which has probably been up for about 30 days, I didn't take note of how many days left it had to sell, but you can see he's actually sold 107 cages of this one listing alone. Okay, so if I go back to the main page, we'll see how long it's got left to go. And I noticed that he also had another listing just under that listing. If we take a look at that listing, we should be able to see how many sold off that listing as well. Okay, so you can see here this one's got 3 days, 6 hours to go. This next one that he's got up has got 7 days, and you can see it's a much more expensive cage. Let's see if he's been selling those well. It's got a little bit longer to go yet, so it hasn't been up for quite as long. So let's just take a look at that cage and see how well he's doing from that. So as you can see, he sold another 40 cages just from this one listing. Okay, so he sold 147 cages so far just from these 2 listings. Okay, do you think that might be a good niche to go into? Okay, assuming you can buy the products for the right price. Okay, so just to quickly recap, you can use eBay to generate a list of ideas using the category function. You can then get an idea of how many people are actually bidding on items to get an indication of whether it's in high demand. They can then use completed listings to find out if something's actually selling and also what price it's selling for. And finally, you can use the buy it now function and go in and actually look at live listings to see how many products they're actually selling off those live listings. I hope you found that video helpful, and thank you for watching.